Hey guys, it's Garvin's Garage, and today we're rebuilding Kane's top end on his Sierra 125. So what we already did was we stripped the bike down naked and then took off the gas tank, and that's just a few bolts, pretty easy. And then for removing the coolant, you need to unscrew that bolt right there, and then release this, so then air can replace what's being emptied, which is coolant. And then we kick this over a few times to get the coolant to pump out of it faster, and then we dumped it into that. Now it's time to remove the radiator hoses. Here we need a screwdriver, and then you just grab a screwdriver and just go under here. There we go. There's one. Now we got it, and then you do the same thing on the other side.
Now that we got the radiator hoses off, now we can do the engine mount bolt off. So now we're breaking all the bolts in a star pattern from this one to this one to this one to this one and then this one.
And then you unscrew them all the way, and then you can slide it off. There we go. There we go. You got it. Hey guys, now we're just going to set all the engine parts on this towel, and this is the head gasket. And I'm just drying it off from all the coolant and grease and stuff. So yeah, and then over here, are you going to set this down over there? So yeah. Now that we got the head off, now it's time to take the cylinder off. And what you want to do is first clear up everything around it. So right now I'm taking off the coolant hose. That was pretty easy. And then what you want to do is remove these 4 bolts, which I'll do in the next video. Now what you want to do is remove the power valve cover. And what you want to do is just remove these 4 bolts, and then this is a a Phillips screwdriver. And then you just unscrew it, and then what you want to do is there's going to be a bunch of gaskets. You want to skin it like a deer and remove all that gasket stuff so it's nice and smooth, so when you put the new gasket on, it has a clean seal. And then in here there's a pin right there. You want to remove the pin, and this should just slide off like that. And then now your power valve is free. And then you want to skin that like a deer also, so that's nice and clean. We still have to do it a little, but yeah. And then be sure to cover this so this goes into the bottom end, because you don't want, when you pull that pin off, to make it fall in there. So yeah, and then what you want to do is remove that 12mm screw with a wrench, and then these screws with a 12mm socket. Okay guys, now once you have those 4 bolts removed to hold on the jug, you should just give it a little shake, because the base gasket is going to be stuck to both the cylinder and the engine, the bottom end. There we go. And then you should just slide it off slowly. Here, wait. There, okay. And it should just slide off.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay, we just pulled it off. You had to take off this hose, and now you just want to set this in a safe spot. And now we're gonna replace the ring.
we did take off the old ring and put the new ring on, and now you can see that we lost a bunch of compression from the dent, I guess you could say, in it.
You can kind of see it, right? Anyway, you could see it earlier. Hey guys, now what you want to do is tighten down these cylinder bolts, and you want to do it in a star pattern, but this is like a square, so just do it in a cross pattern. So start with this one, and then go on this side, and then here, and then inside there. And what you want to do is grab your torque wrench and set it to 20 foot-pounds of torque, and then just tighten it down. But what you want to start out with, like something like this or a ratchet, and just tighten them down snug, so then you don't get any major warping, because even if you tighten this one down and then that one down, it's still going to warp because you're torquing this one down. So it's going to have to warp to make it be able to fit. So you have to tighten them both down to evenly to make it not warp. Now what you want to do is, when you have these all torqued down, you want to put on the power valve cover. And what you want to do is just put this gasket on, and it has a stickiness on the back, and you just stick it on, and then there's a little gasket left over right there just when they make the gasket. And what you want to do is cut it out so the power valve arm can fit, and then you want to oil this rubber gasket up right there, and then just set it on. And then what you want to do is grab this little Phillips head screwdriver, the screw, and then screw it in. And then now you want to grab your Phillips head screwdriver and then just tighten it down. This doesn't have to be real tight because you're only holding on the power valve cover, which nothing really happens in there other than a power valve moving, not even any oil, so just don't tighten that down too much. And then what you want to do is just screw these in lightly. Screw all four in a cross pattern, and then these don't really need to be torqued because it's not like any warping is going to happen here. And then yeah. So now onto the cylinder head. Right now what you got to do is just tighten it just enough so they're all decently evenly tight, and then go on star pattern. So here, 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 and then also you want to screw on this ground wire for the ignition, and then go over here, take your torque wrench, and you might need an extension, set it to 20 foot-pounds, and then there. There. Then you want to put your spark plug socket on the spark plug and just turn it about 1/8 of a turn. There you go. And then put the spark plug cap on it. And then put the radiator hoses on. And then just tighten down these hose clamps, and then you should be good. Okay, now we're going to put on the motor mount for the top end. So just slide this up, and then you got to slide this bolt through. And then just hand tighten it for now. And then this side one. And then you take this, Don't need to go that tight. Okay, now we're going to dump the coolant in, and you just fill it up all the way. Okay, what we just did was just set the gas tank in place, tighten this bolt down, and set this rubber piece back on, and it just goes onto the frame, onto this screw, and then I'm just putting it on the fuel line right now. And what you do is you just slide it on and then put this metal clip over it. And then turn on the fuel, and then you should be good. And then all you have to do is put on all the plastics. We're going to be ready to go. Hey guys, it's after school now, and we just put on the plastics and Kane's new FMF Gold Series Fatty exhaust on. And now we're going to start her up. Good, you can, good, keep it. Okay, good. All you want to do is just let it run for running, and then just until it's warmed up, and you'll find out if it's warmed up by feeling the side of the cylinder, and then once the cylinder is a little bit warm, then you know it's warmed up, and then you just want to shut it off and then let it cool down again. You do that 4 to 5 times, and then you're warm. The engine's broken in. That's it for Gerwin's garage, and also Kane took it out, and he said there's a huge difference after the rebuild.